Hello everyone, I'm joined by Mikyx, player for G2 after the game today. It was the last match of this first week. How do you feel?
Feels alright. A bit disappointing that we dropped the game. I felt like we would just win everything, and the games were also not very convincing. Like our early games were always a bit shaky, so we're gonna have to revisit that a little bit. Maybe figure out how to draft a bit better on. But because I think next week we might be playing on the hot fixed patch.
Yeah.
But yeah, overall, yeah, just it's all right. It's a solid start.
Yeah, 2-0 is still a good start. What do you think really happened today? Is that a problem from your team? Rogue just did better, or did you have a problem within the team? I don't know.
I think maybe we played a little bit too over aggressive. Maybe we underestimated a little bit, and they played quite well compared to their previous games, I guess. And yeah, because I felt like we were in a pretty good position in the game until they killed us bot like 3v4 or something like this. They tried to dive, so it was already a good situation because we survived the dive and we killed the Zinzao in return. But then we overchased and 2 people died, so that was not great. And then it was still kind of a even game until we gave them Nash, and then after that was hard. But still, we were in like a pretty okay position. Like we made good comeback plays, and we almost made it work. Probably we should have played more on side lanes considering we have 6 of the void grubs. So yeah, maybe a bit too much fighting, not enough too pushing. And then yeah, hopefully we can fix it for next week.
You said that you played quite aggressively. Do you think that you felt maybe too confident going into the games?
Yeah, it's very likely. I think it's probably like a similar situation as versus Energy at Worlds, where we're a little bit overconfident. But yeah, I mean, happens quite often in our team. Hopefully, this is a good like wake up call, I guess.
Yeah, well, everyone kind of placed you as the best EU team, the top one, and everything. Do you consider this loss as maybe a wake up call to tell you that yes, you might be one of the best in Europe, but you still have to work a lot in order to beat everyone?
For sure, yeah. I think other teams are not like they're not bad, so we just have to keep working on ourselves and improve. I think most of the things that we struggled with this week were just early games. I felt like mid games we were actually doing really well and like evening out the leads from behind or just like closing out as soon as we got the lead compared to Worlds where in mid game we were a bit lost.
Yeah.
So at least it felt better to play on stage and realize that we can actually execute the stuff we were learning in scrims. So yeah, I mean, we just have to actually focus again on early game, our game plans, and should be fine now.
So at least you consider that you're seeing improvements compared to how you play during Worlds?
I would say so, yeah. I think if we were if we were back 1 year ago, like or during Worlds basically, I think we would not even win all. I mean, we wouldn't win the 2 of our games, like especially the K-Cup one. I feel like that one we would have lost if we were like 2 months back. 2 months back. So yeah, I feel like there's at least some improvement. So it's looking good.
Going back a little about the K-Cup match, how do you feel about the game? How they played? How do you think now they are in 0-2? We are still waiting for the match today. Do you think they'll be able to reach the top of the LEC?
I think yeah, probably. I think they're pretty decent. I think yesterday they also played like a decent game. I mean, of course, we also kind of messed up early again.
Okay.
So they got unnecessary leads. But then at least it felt like they were doing the right things, at least for some parts of the game, whereas other teams would maybe not do that. For example, BDS did not really know how to play with their lead, but K-Corp was a bit more coordinated in that sense. But in the end, we were just like split pushing to death, and it was a bit hard for them to actually find the good plays on us because we were just respecting a lot. But overall, I think they're like solid. They're probably, yeah, I would say they're like probably the top half of the teams, even though they're 0-2.
Now the bigger threat for you is Fnatic that you haven't faced yet, of course. Are you looking forward to play against them?
Yeah, I think that matchup is going to be good. They look pretty solid right now. I think probably they're going to be 3-0 after today as well. So it would be nice to give them the first loss as well. and yeah, that should be our toughest opponent looking like so far.
Yeah.
So I'm looking forward to it.
On another subject, we about the kickoff match from yesterday. We saw some banter on Twitter between you and Carmine Corp with Cote and everything. It's kind of a new thing. We didn't see much of it before this year. Can we expect to see more of that in the future? Is this something that you do yourself, or is it a community manager? I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes I ask for some help for some ideas of what to tweet, and then one of my friends saw Cote's tweet, and then I was like, maybe I should just copy paste it and help him with it. And then yeah, it was kind of funny because I just kind of wanted to see how many death threats I would get in my DMs, but it was a surprisingly nice response from every other fan. Like, I think one guy wrote me like, haha, you lose or something, but there was like, I don't know, majority was just like, wow, good banter, good luck for the game.
Yeah, I saw that.
So my plan failed, but it was nice to get like you know, positive feedback, I guess, or a positive DMs.
Yeah. Just to finish, now you played your swim matches in this new arena with the fan and everything. We had the some opposition yesterday between the G2 fans, the Carmine Corp fans. How do you feel about all of the fans coming to the arena to cheer for you and to support you? You as a G2 player, you always had many fans behind you. But how do you feel now?
I mean, it feels very hype. Like every match feels like you're playing in like a bigger area than just like in the studio, because the fans are very loud, and even in the game you can kind of hear everything. So it feels more like as if you're playing on the big stages, like at Worlds and road shows. It's very hard to actually hear what's going on. You just hear the crowd very loudly whenever you do a good play. So it kind of mimics that atmosphere. So that's really nice. And yeah, it just feels good when you win or something and you can hear the crowd in the back. That's nice.
It's a question that I've been asked a lot of time. You have a delay, right, in the game?
A little bit, yeah.
A little bit, right? Is there a chance that you get influenced by the public who's screaming things like that when you're playing?
Sometimes, yeah. Sometimes if nothing is happening and the crowd is very loud, it's hard to focus back on the game.
What's happening?
Like,
oh my god!
For example, like when we played against K-Corp and Capuchat survived the top lane dive, like, I could hear the crowd going like Cabo, Cabo, or something like this. They're like chanting his name. And then the same when Yike killed him bot lane, they started chanting Yike, Yike. So then, yeah, it was a bit hard to focus back on the game. But
okay, so now everyone has to get silent in order to not anything. Okay, thank you, Mikyx, for this interview, and good luck for next week.
Thank you.